All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome to G.W.R. Live, Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. We're the voice of Indiana Independent Wrestling. Also was voted the Hoosier Wrestling Alliance Podcast of the Year this year. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How you doing?
Oh, doing good. Doing great.
Also, tonight we have a special guest, the Mississippi Bad Boy, Zay Gates. How's it going, Zay?
Good. Everything's going good right now. How y'all doing?
Doing great. Doing great.
I'll let you do that while I
Okay.
finish.
Well, Zay, it's the first time I've got to interview you. I wasn't part of the program when you was on a year or so ago. How long you been a professional wrestler?
I started training like 2.5 years ago, and I made my debut like shortly after. So I say yeah, still 2.5 years with that. I started training in August 2019. I had my very first debut match in November of 2019.
We seen him at the Bearcat Rumble the first time
Summer Shakedown, right?
Well, the one Bearcat Rumble was before that.
Okay,
I think he wrestled at that. The
Yep.
first one we went to, I think he wrestled there, and then we seen him at Summer Shakedown.
Yeah. At the Bearcat, I think I wrestled during. I think I was in the Rumble that time.
Okay.
I think the second time that y'all met me was. That's when I had I had the 1-on-1 with Dex after at the next show after that, and you guys actually did commentary at that one.
Yep.
If I'm, yeah, it was either that or the other way around.
What got you into pro wrestling?
So I started watching at like a very young age, like. Down here in Mississippi, like back then, I know for sure wrestling was like a very popular sport to watch. So I always had like family members that watch it. My pawpaw, that's where it really got me started. My pawpaw, I used to live with my pawpaw. I went back and forth with my pawpaw and my grandma. I mean, my pawpaw and my mom's house. Excuse me. So when I lived with my pawpaw, I would watch it and I got hooked on it. So when I came back, I was watching it heavily. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't know then that my mama used to watch it back in the day. My daddy used to watch it back in the day. Everybody that was in my family used to watch it. So that's how I got hooked on it. But I knew once I hit like, I say 5, 6, I'm like, okay, I want to be a wrestler. But I still did other stuff in the middle of it. But once it was all said and done, I just knew wrestling was going to be the path that I was going to
go. Hardest thing for you to learn in pro wrestling?
Let me think. What was the hardest thing for me to learn? I think the hardest thing for me to learn, I would say, really just like taking the bumps. I would say that's the hardest thing, because you have to it's like, it's already hard. Like if you take a bump in a certain spot anyway, so just I'd say for me is taking the bumps. That's the hardest thing. But once you get it though, like it'll come to you, like it'll just be natural. But it is kind of hard to learn, I say.
Favorite wrestling move you've seen growing up, and the favorite wrestling move that you do?
Favorite wrestling move I've seen growing up, I would say the curb stomp. I like the way Rollins does the curb stomp. But the favorite move that I do, I would say the frog splash. Cause I just like I'm scared of heights, but like just the feeling of going up and doing the frog splash like that, it's
What was the one that was at Jay County, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you about touched the roof that night, man. It was fantastic.
I watched it back like so many times, and every time I watch it, I just like, y'all make me smile when I look back at the commentary. I was like, oh my god, he almost touched the roof. I'm like, yeah. Like,
well, see, that's the thing. Me and Chris, we enjoy doing this and going to the shows, and we're not saying that we're expert commentators, because we're not, but we're just fans, and so that's what we try to do: just be fans and react to what we see. So I really enjoyed that. I mean, I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I always start with everybody. You start as a fan. Because I mean, if you just come in like, well, I just want to try it out, it's not really a passion there. Like, it's not really like something that you love to do. You're just doing it just because. So I feel like sometimes it can cause people to be very unmotivated to do it. And in my opinion, I think certain people depending on, you know what I'm saying, how natural you are with it, would fail. Whereas if you start as a fan, you got the passion, you got the drive to want to be great. So that's what leads a lot of successful wrestlers, in my opinion. Like, I mean, that's just how I look at it. So ain't nothing
Uh,
wrong with it.
yeah, you said you started training in 2019. Where did you train at, and how did you get involved to be able to train there?
So I started training downtown at downtown Indianapolis at WCW Wrestling. How I got into it, so my brother, I wanted to wrestle, and what's so funny was I texted Don Basher, I want to say, it was like right before the relaunch, months before the relaunch, not right before, but months before, and I didn't specifically text Basher, but after, talking to him about it, kind of clicked on who it was. So I clicked, not clicked, I'm sorry. I texted him and I'm like, I text the WCWO Facebook page, like, I want to start training, I want to become a wrestler, this and third. And he didn't let me train because at the time I wasn't 18. I think at the time I was either 16 or 17, which is understandable. I was underage. So months go by and my brother, he texted another promotion, and they gave us the opportunity at first, but before they actually sealed the tryout date, they sent my brother to WCW. And then through there, my brother recommended me again, but this was after Basher had passed. So JKO, he told me to come in and do a tryout. You know, after I did the tryout, I signed the contract or whatever, and we got the he actually trained me. Like, he was there, he's been there every step of the way. It's not just him, but like that was the first person I came across that was there through every step of the way. Speaking of JKO, he told me to tell y'all too that y'all show suck and everybody need to be fired.
I believe that.
But yeah, he gave me the opportunity that a lot of other companies wouldn't have gave me. Like, I've got turned down by a lot of companies, but once I got the opportunity, they reached back out to me, but just taking it one step at a time. But I've actually I'm appreciative of everything that I was given so far. I mean, it's been fun.
You mentioned your brother. Does he wrestle?
Nah, he took a break. So I don't really know what direction he's headed in with, if he's coming back or not, but hopefully he do. Maybe we could mix it up or team up or even see which brother is the better wrestler. Whichever way, it would be kind of fun to do that. But hey, if you don't understand, because everybody got their own path.
Yep.
A wrestling move that you dislike.
Oh, um,
That could be either you have seen and you're just tired of seeing it, or it's been done to you and you say, I don't like that being done to me.
I
Or both.
I loathe being chopped. I hate it. I don't like it. But it's wrestling. It is what it is. But I hate them.
I can understand that. I took 3 at that one show, and I don't know how you guys do it, especially when you guys wrestle like 3 times in one weekend. How
Yeah.
my chest was purple for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't I don't throw chops a lot because I don't know. It's just I don't want to. I don't know. It's just not my type of thing. But I mean, I'll enjoy a good chop here and there. Either seeing one, sometimes taking one. You know, it is what it is. But that's one of the moves I would say I hate taking. But I don't really know that there's a move I would hate watching.
Uh, what do you love about the wrestling business?
Oh, everything. From the work that you got to put in to get started to the pay. Even, how can I put it? Okay, I love everything about it. Like, from every perspective. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but I just love everything about it. Like, there's not a part about wrestling that I dislike because every piece to it fits in to make one big thing. So there's really nothing about wrestling that I dislike. So I love it all. Like, I love it all. Tearing down the
That was my next question. That was my next question. I was going to ask you something that you dislike about the wrestling business. So I guess you already answered it. There's nothing.
yeah. First of all, Boogie Burns would not beat me. That's my brother now, but I drop him on his head. Thank you. Much respect back.
Hey, how's it going, Shane? Thanks for the support, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Shane, thanks for the support.
Have I know you've been. I've seen that you've been wrestling at some other promotions. Have you been out of the state yet, or just mostly in Indiana?
I've been all around Indiana. This year that is my goal to branch out, expand more. It's more of a mental thing. Like, it's a am I ready type, because I believe in myself, but I still like being a rookie and, like, coming in being new, like, certain things still makes me nervous and certain things I feel like I'm not ready for. But I have a problem within myself with adapting to new stuff. So that's with anything, like wrestling and personal. So I just don't really like adapting to new stuff like that. So there's something that I have to get over, because in order to be successful, I have to there's going to be a lot of things I got to change. There's going to be a lot of things I have to adapt to. And traveling outside of Indiana is one thing that I have to really get used to and get comfortable with and actually try to go do. So this year that is also one of my main goals, to branch out other companies, other organizations, do whatever, because that's what's gonna get you known. So that's what I gotta work on.
One thing that you would change about the wrestling business if you could.
Let me see. I don't really know. I mean, I like it the way it is. Like, I like my position. Hey, I don't really know too much on what I could change, what I would change.
Okay. Hey, you're being honest. That's all. That's all we can ask for.
I was saying,
people you want to work with that you haven't yet.
oh, I would like to work. I'm trying to think, who would I like to work? There's a lot of guys I haven't really worked. Christian Taylor is one of them. I would like to step in the ring with Avery Hurts. I would like to step in the ring with, let me see, who's the guy I haven't worked? Oh, Jack Oman too. I would love to step in the ring with Jack Oman. Like, he's like top 5 greatest indie professional wrestlers of all time, in my opinion. Like, I would love to wrestle Jack Oman. I would also like to get in there with Damon Real 101. I've already wrestled Damien, so I want to get in there with Damien 101. Who else would I love to mix it up with?
I got a question on that. Can you tell the two apart?
No, I can't.
I can't either.
2.5 years, I still can't tell neither one of them apart.
So you might never know. You may have wrestled them. You may not know.
No, I know for sure, because Damon was injured around the time when I wrestled.
Okay.
I mixed up with him, so that's the only reason why I would have known. Though, if he wasn't injured, I probably wouldn't even have told him apart. But I still can't.
You mentioned Jake Oman. I know Jake Oman done a commentary with us at Thunder or Blunder, and he spoke really high of you.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate Jake a lot. He's taught me a lot of great stuff too. Like, Jake is a very, very great teacher and a very great person to learn from, and a very great person to watch. Like, I enjoy watching the Jake Oman match every time I can, if I'm there or somebody's broadcasting it.
Oh yeah, Oman's awesome. We've seen him about 20 years, 17, 18, 20 years ago when we probably first saw him.
Yeah.
And then we had a blast with him coming over and doing commentary with us during Thunder or Blunder. So yeah, we're big Jake Omen fans over here as well.
Yeah, I love watching Jake.
Chris kind of asked you about the other promotions, but do you have a promotion that you really would like to work for that you haven't worked for yet? Can you name one or a couple?
So I would like to. Uh, I would like to go to AACW. I would like to go to HCW. Um, WPW as well. Buck Show. I would go there if the opportunity presented itself. Um, to shoot a little higher, I would love to go to MLW, and I would like to go to Impact too. But my end all be all either AEW or as well. But as of right now, we're gonna try to.
I think you I think you would fit perfectly in MLW.
Yeah, yeah. I
I,
would. I would
I,
love
I
it.
really do. After
Thank
you
you.
said that, I said, yeah, I could see you in MLW. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a shout out to all the promoters out there. I've seen Zay wrestle a bunch of matches, and I've seen how much he's improved. So let's get these guys. Let's get him at your shows because he's a really good performer, and he deserves the opportunity.
Thank you for the cosign. Thank you. I highly appreciate it. Yeah, I would go wherever, whatever company, send out the offer.
Uh,
I put.
favorite match you've had so far?
Um. So my favorite match, I have five. So one of them being when I debuted against G.W.R, I will always hold that match as one of my favorites in my heart because that was like that I was very I really didn't think I had it in me to hang with Dex. And for that to be my debut and I hung with him and then we just picked every match after that, like that's my favorite. Um I would say the triple threat match I had with Damian Real and Logan Myers. I like that match too because that was my first time in like a high profile match like that since being in a tag team, like being in first, you know, big match I had against with just me in there and I actually, you know what I'm saying? I how can I put it? I showed what I had in that match too. Another match, ZDP and myself at Thunder Blender. I like that match too. Um, Myself and Jordan James at the Vet Show. I look back at that match.
That was good.
Yeah, and last but not least, the fifth match would go. Let me see. I give it to with me and Damian Real, the first singles match we both had. I think that was his first. No, that wasn't. That was our first singles match that we had, but that was the first singles match I had coming out of being in the tag team as well.
Do you have a favorite opponent that you've wrestled?
My favorite opponent would be Dex. That's my favorite opponent because we so similar and I know him very well, like the back of my hand, basically.
Best decision you've made in your wrestling career?
Hmm. Best decision I made was like in the ring.
Uh, Anything with your career or in the ring, or
Well, I
because I got a follow up question to that, and it's going to be the worst decision you made in your wrestling career.
so the best decision I made was like with my wrestling career overall was actually going to WCW and actually putting trust in them to lead me in the right direction because I felt like if I was a high head and just didn't listen and didn't trust them, I wouldn't have gotten this far. So and you know what I'm saying, I'm glad that they trust me to, what I'm saying, represent the dub. So that's one thing I'm that's one of the best decisions I think I've made. But one of my worst decisions that I've ever made with my wrestling career was um I guess I would say being a jerk to Rachel in the ring. I regret that because Rachel's a very nice talent. She's a very great opponent. And I've lost to Rachel, and with me making the decision to bully Rachel and try to come at her, she beat me more than once. So yeah, I regret.
More than once.
Yeah, Rachel's very good, but I said that was one of the worst.
Do you what do you like? I know you've done tag team for a while, and now you're doing the singles. Which
Yeah.
do you prefer?
Um, I would prefer, you know, it, I would say singles if I'm not. Yeah, I would say singles because it's like at this point right now, after what transpired, I don't really know if I could trust another person to get close with and be in a team with. So I would just prefer to stay with myself and have only myself to depend on and lean on. But yeah, I wouldn't go back to tag team because I would never say never because you never know what would happen. But I'm not looking to go back to tag team. I'd rather stay where I'm at.
What about have you been just a face or have you been a heel before? And which do you prefer?
Um, I was a heel for a little minute at singles when I first started, but I love face. Like I like the to hearing the fans be behind me and hearing them chanting my name like that. That's one of the best feelings in the world as a wrestler to be in the ring and you doing your thing. You got the people just popping, going crazy. So yeah, I love having the adulation of the fans. I appreciate them very much because without the fans, wrestling, what I'm saying, wouldn't be as entertaining.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, we kind of got a taste of that during the COVID when there wasn't no fans in the building. And the big companies were still working. I mean, it
Yeah,
was still entertaining, but it wasn't the same.
yeah.
Got a question. I got a question. A couple. I'm a little bit behind the scenes. Uh, when especially since you work so much at WCWO, I'll use that as an example. How much say do you have in your matches? I mean, I know that you got creative, and they'll tell you, what's going to happen. But how much do you have as far as how the match is going to go, how it's going to flow with your opponent?
Um, they don't really. They don't. That's the thing. They're not controlling, right? They give you very much 100% creative control. Unless like if they'll tell you like here this and this, but it's all you. It's all you. Like they set the rules. You can't get out of line. There's no referees and what I'm saying, things of that nature of consulting the fans, but everything else is all you. Like, what I'm saying? You elevate yourself, you help yourself, you what I'm saying? You if you want to be successful, you have to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Okay, now when you go to a different promotion, one that you normally don't work, how does that work as far as the parameters of what you do, or do they tell you what they want, and then you and your opponent decide, what you're going to do?
Um they tell you the match, then they give you the do's and don'ts. Don't do this, don't do that. The rest is on you. That's the only every company I've been at. It's all it's been. Here's your match. Don't do this, don't do that. The rest is you.
Have you, and if so, you don't have to name the company. Have you had any bad experience anywhere you've went?
Yeah, yeah, I have, but comes with it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I didn't want you. I'm not asking you to throw anybody under the bus, but
Yeah,
most people haven't, but some have. I mean, and I understand. We've not
yeah,
really we've seen a bad experience at a show, but it didn't involve us, and we haven't went back
right.
to that place. But
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really just. It wasn't like nothing too major, nothing too, but it is what it is. It didn't involve me. It didn't involve me either. I put that out there. It didn't involve me. I didn't have nothing to do with the situation. But hey, like I said, comes with the territory. It is what it is. It wasn't that big of a deal though. But
Uh, when you go to different organizations, 'cause I know like the Dub has been like your home base or whatever. When you go to different organizations, how much different or like the locker room compared to like at the Dub,
um,
or is it pretty
from
much the same?
from my standpoint, Depending on who I'm with, depending on how open that I am, because I'm like I said, I'm not big on like um I'm not big on like changing stuff or adapting to new things. So if I go to a show and there's nobody there that I know, like I'll go up, shake hands, introduce myself, but I won't be as open as I am at the dub because when I'm at the dub, I'm there with people I see every week. So we know each other now. So, I'm laughing, talking, having a blast with the people that I kick it with. But if I'm at a different promotion, I kind of like stay to myself because I don't really, if I don't know you, if I don't know too many people, I'm in my shell. I'll talk to whoever talks to me, but I'm just not like I'm not how I am at the dub, basically. Bulletproof. Look, okay, I was a great referee. Okay, you should have kicked out. That's not my fault.
Best piece of advice that you've been given since you got in the wrestling business, and if you can tell who it came from.
Let me see. I got a lot of great advice. So I'll just give you some of the best ones. I've been told to be myself, like, basically just be yourself. Don't try to be something you're not. I can't remember who told me that. I hear it a lot, but I don't remember who told me at first. Another piece of advice I've always gotten was to trying to think on how it was said. It was basically along the lines of um just put in the work and it'll pay off. Like just keep grinding, keep pushing, even when you're not in the ring, even outside the ring. Character. Always keep you know what I'm saying? Never be rude even to fans if you're not there because you don't want a bad name on you. So I've heard a lot of great advice, but those are the two that just really stick with me. Just always have great character and be yourself.
Toughest match you've been in physically.
Ooh. Uh this was so I would say the toughest match I've ever been in physically was uh oh dang. Oh, the match we had in Beach Grove, M2B versus Bret Havoc and KJ, the street fight. That was a tough match right there.
Okay.
Because we was everywhere. Like we was everywhere.
How was your experience wrestling Conga Kong?
Oh, that was fun. It was nerve wracking because it's Congo Kong. Like, who wants to be in the ring with Congo Kong? He's big. Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
at the end I got crushed, but it was
Yeah, I
it was
remember that.
It
yeah.
was
He crushed me. He came from the. All I know was I'm getting beat up, and I look up and I see a big man coming down on top of me. I'm like, oh, I'm dead. Like I thought.
it, it was it was strange because when you Congo you came out to the ring. Well, then Congo came out to the ring, and the show I'm talking about is in Anderson, the free show they did at that community center
Outside.
outside, and the fans, a lot of especially the young ones, their eyes got about 10 times bigger once they seen Congo Kong come out after you come
I,
out and what you was facing. It was unbelievable. And then
yeah,
your match was going on, and some of the kids were mouthing Congo Kong, and he said something to them, and 4 or 5 of them got scared and they left.
Yeah, they did.
They left. They left the facility. They didn't come back.
the energy changed. Like I come out and it was like it was all fun and jolly, but once they saw Congo, they was like, I heard a couple and it was like, oh my god, he's about to die. I'm like,
Yeah,
dang,
yeah, yeah. We heard that too.
shaking my hand, but I mean, it was right though. Congo, he beat me, but that's a big dude. Like that.
Yes.
Yeah, what you see is not fake. That is a big guy right there. Like he's not no joke.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing him years ago for the first time. Back then, he was
Osiris.
Osiris, and
Yeah.
he get up on that top rope and do
Easiest match you've been in, and what I'm saying is like just everything went perfect, everything went great. I mean, just it was just kind of the perfect match for you.
I would say there was a tag match I had in Mooresville. Me and actually it was me and Eric's first time teaming up, and we weren't even a team yet. It was me and Eric versus Jonathan and Corey Storm. Jonathan Wolf and Corey Storm. That was that match right there. That was That's my favorite tag team match because me and Eric was not a teammate. Like we was close friends. Like we still hung out outside of wrestling and stuff like that, but they trained together. But that's what kind of got the idea to me for us to be a team. That match right there because we've never teamed before, and it was just like um it was just we was just thrown together, and once we got thrown together against Corey and Jonathan, it was just like everything was like I was nervous once we got told the match, but like going out there and like once we actually like did the match, like all my nerves was gone because I knew like okay, I mean I'm good. Like there's but yeah, it turned out perfectly fine. Like that was, and I ain't gonna lie, that was the day I knew I could do a tope over the top rope because I'm scared of heights. So I thought I was always gonna be one of those wrestlers that didn't do high fly and stuff. But once in that match when I pulled it off, I'm like, okay, I can do a tope now. Like I'm good.
What goal do you have for 2023?
So one of the goals we already went across was to expand more. Two was to get win championships. You know what I'm saying? It's about time I get some gold under my waist. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, haven't held a championship yet, so that's where I'm headed with that.
Anybody you looking to go after? Anybody in WCW you're
Um,
wanting to?
hey, whatever opportunity comes my way, but like I said before, it would be nice to you know what I'm saying, take it from Logan since he's Mr. He think he's the best in that WCW has to offer. Disagree with that. So I would love to lock it up with Logan and show him what I got. You feel me? Show him that he don't want the smoke over here.
I'd like to see a series of matches with you two.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I mean he's a great wrestler, give it that, but you ain't the best. You ain't the greatest. You're good though. I enjoy watching Logan too when he ain't acting out, but
You could always go after JKO in that heavyweight title.
yeah, I mean, oh,
He said he didn't like to be chopped.
Well, that's true. You don't like to be chopped. You want to go against JKO.
as much as I respect him, I ain't trying to step on his toes, But I would love, that's one of the wrestlers. He's the guy that I love to wrestle. Like I love wrestling JKO because it's just like it. That's another person that I know if I step in the ring with, I don't really get as nervous as I do with anybody else because like it's just like I said, I don't know. It's something about wrestling him and Jonathan. It just flows smoothly. Like I love wrestling, so if the opportunity presented itself to wrestle JKO, I wouldn't turn that down either. I go for it. But I ain't trying to step on no toes. I ain't trying to.
He don't want to get chopped when he goes to practice. He don't want to get chopped. I could see that because that's one thing I've noticed about JKO. When he's in a match, the flow of the match just seems like it goes. How do I put it? Just perfectly. Like it's just so easy for it. And a perfect example of that when he wrestled the Bearcat Rumble, he wrestled a kid that really had never wrestled before, and made it look fantastic. And not that kid did a bad job; he did a good job too. But the main reason that match looked fantastic was because of JKO.
Yeah, I was in awe. Like, dang, like just knowing like and. The kid he was passionate about like he actually wanted to do it, and that's why I love wrestling because once you put your trust in Joey, like he's gonna show you that you made the right call. So that's why I love wrestling him. Like I love wrestling him and all that because it's fun and I don't have really nothing to be worried about or nervous about because if I get lost, he's there. He's just a all around great human being, both inside the ring and outside the ring.
And that's I see the same like he was saying with Jonathan. I see the same
Same
thing
thing with
when you
him.
see Jonathan in the ring. It just looks like the match goes smooth.
And I'm starting to see that in some of the other guys too. Well, of course, Ullman too, Jake Ullman. But some of the other guys that's been around just 2 or 3 years. One comes to mind is Dutch Boy Platinum. I mean, his matches, his flow has really gotten so great. in the last year. And so you mentioned Logan and of course Blake Money Wright. I mean, and it's experience is a lot of it, and who they've been trained by.
And there's
But,
a lot of talent there at the Dub.
well, I told you about it. I seen a sequence with one of the reels and Rachel. Somebody videoed and showed that, and Rachel just looked, I mean, just fantastic. So I can see the improvement, and she just keeps getting better. All you guys do. I mean, the improvement in you is just phenomenal. So it's exciting to see, and that's why I love WCW, love DCCW. They're kind of my favorites. I try not to be come out, be a mark, but I kind of am for those two promotions. But there's a lot of great promotions in Indiana, and hopefully they'll give you an opportunity. But great promotion, there's great wrestling in Indiana. It just, it is.
Yeah, that's why I love and I'm glad that I met the people. I'm glad I met Kid. I'm glad I started at WCWO because like we lift each other up. Like we all help each other, and like, you know what I'm saying, putting in the work. We practice 2 times a week. You know what I'm saying, make sure we're not out of shape, and then we go out there on a Friday, kill it. Go to other shows, kill it. It's just it is. I love being a part of something like that. Like, I appreciate everybody that, you know what I'm saying, that's there and that I've met and that I've got close to it. I love wrestling those guys too. Like like everybody you just named, the highlight reel, Rachel, Logan, even though he acts like a douchebag, Dutch boy, Blake, JKO, like Dex Royal. Hopefully I can mix it up with Jake Omen sometime in the future. Like, just all these guys that, you know what I'm saying, that are at the Dub and that came from the Dub. It's like I love it, man. I'm lost for words because I don't really know how to explain it, but I just love it.
Well, and it shows because, and I may offend some wrestlers out there. If I do, I don't mean to, but it shows that you guys are got that school over there, and you guys are practicing 2 days a week, and then you're going out and wrestling 2 or 3 times a week. It shows. Other than some guys who don't practice and they're wrestling once or twice a month.
Right.
It shows in the ring. And I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not trying to. I'm just stating, at least in my opinion, it's a fact. I mean, you can tell a difference than a wrestler that's being trained year round and competing 3 or 4 times a month, or maybe even more, than somebody that's wrestling once a month and not training. There's a difference. Right. I mean, it just is. And don't get me wrong, some of these guys may have been wrestling for a long time, 15, 16 years. Maybe they don't need to train as much because of all their experience. But I still think it's going to affect your performance in the ring to a certain point, at least a little.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's great. Like, everybody's good. In my opinion, there is no just terrible wrestler, in my opinion, But, there is no such thing as just being, how can I put it? There is no such thing as a person that don't need to learn nothing else. Like, there's always something to learn. Yep. So, I just, like I said, like, I just try to keep my ears open and learn as much from anybody I've come across. Even like wrestling is just everything to me, man. Like, it's very, very interesting.
How big of an advantage do you think it's been for you as a young wrestler to have the opportunity to wrestle every Friday night, where a lot of new guys coming in, new wrestlers, men or women coming into the business, don't have that opportunity to wrestle every Friday night?
I think it's a big advantage because you get in, like, I feel like the more you do it, the more you get it, and the more it latches onto you, and it's hard to forget it. Like right now, I haven't wrestled since the December 24th show of WCW. Well, I've been here, and once I get back, I'm gonna feel like I never left. Like, stuff like that, I feel like it would help in the long run too, with being successful, and, you know what I'm saying, help me get to where I need to go, because I started at 17 going on 18, and I was, and like, ever since I debuted, it's been a every Friday thing. Like, there's been some Fridays where I haven't wrestled, which is probably like 2-3 Fridays. I could probably count up on one hand how many Fridays I've missed. So I feel like it's a very good big advantage. You know what I'm saying? It helps because, like I said, I'm young. I still got a long way to go. Just I think it helps with just longevity.
No, I agree. I think it's a real big advantage, and all you guys at the Dub, and you're right up there at one of the top ones with Dutch Boy. That how much you guys improved from the first time we've seen you, just in over a year, a little over a year. I mean, it's amazing. Uh, at least to me, it is because I mean, you guys look like totally different people in there.
Yeah.
Style of match that you would like to do that you haven't done yet, whether it's I don't know, a ladder match, any kind of match.
You took it. I want to do a ladder match. Like I've had a street fight. Actually, I've had two street fights. I've been in the cage. I want to say twice, 2-3 times. Yeah, I want to try a ladder match next. I would love
Okay.
to do.
Uh, I asked you earlier about the end goal for 2023. If you had your ruthers, and let's say you go as far as you can, is there a main promotion that you would want to work? AEW, WWE,
Yeah,
MLW, NWA? Do you have a favorite that you think suits you and that you would like to do? I mean, I know you want to make be as famous as you can and make as much as you can, but do you have
yeah.
one that you prefer?
I mean, don't get me wrong. What wrestler don't want to go to the WWE? But me personally, I would say AEW because yeah, WWE that's where the big money at. That's where the contract is at. But I feel like with AEW, I would still want to come back to the dub if I went to AEW and give back to the dub because, like I said, that's where I started.
Yeah.
And without being at the dub, I feel like me personally, I wouldn't be where I am today because they gave me the opportunity nobody else would, and they still helping me elevate. So I feel like I would want to go to AEW that way I could be able to work wherever still. But like I said, who wouldn't? But WWE contract came to me, of course I'm gonna take it. It's a WWE contract, who wouldn't? But if it was just left up to me, AEW would be where I would go.
Do you watch much wrestling still? Do you still watch the product?
Oh yeah, I watch everything. I watch from WWE to I try to keep up with MLW too because I would want to go there. Which Eric, ain't gonna lie, Eric got me hooked on MLW because I wasn't really following them as much. I watch Impact too. I watch a lot of Impact. I still keep up with New Japan. Um, I even watch WPW. Like I watch Bucks promotion. I watch what else? It's other promotions too that I keep up with because I have friends that wrestled there too. And I even keep up with FGW over in Ohio. Like I try to keep up with a lot of wrestling as I could. That way, what I'm saying? I try to learn from other wrestlers too. Like, they're doing this. Let me see if I could try to do it this way. Like I watch everything.
I think he'd be a good fit with Cincy Pro.
Yep.
A lot of the wrestlers they had, some of the wrestlers they had, I think he'd be a good fit. And one of them you mentioned, I think he mentioned Avery Hertz.
Yep.
Yeah,
He wrestles over there, and yeah, you'd be a perfect fit over there.
yeah, yeah. Avery, that's my guy. Like that's my dude right there. I mess with Avery.
Saw him what was that, a month ago when we
Yeah,
went there.
yeah. When we went to Cincinnati, we've seen him wrestle.
Blake Bunny Wright wrestled Zachary Wentz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good match. And yeah, that was a good match. But my first time seeing Avery in person was at I think it was at NGW when he was in a tag match against the highlight reel and Dex. Or no, it was Dex and it was either one of the twins or both the twins. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. My mind be everywhere. But I know it was I know it was a tag match with Dex and the twins, and because I ref the match.
How'd you end up being a ref?
Oh, it was just I don't know how that opportunity came about. I just know I was with Pops. Well, I call kid Pops, but I was with him, and he was like, you want to go with me to the show? I'm like, yeah, cool. And I ended up, he just like, oh, you want to? He was like, I can get you the ref if you want. And I was laughing at first, thinking he was playing. He was serious. I'm like, okay, I'll ref.
Next
I'm
thing,
gonna.
next thing you know, you're in stripes.
Yeah, I see what it's like.
How
Got in. It was
how was
actually
that
fun.
experience?
Yeah, it was fun. Like I'd never ref. Actually, that was my first time ever refing like on a live show, so it was different, but it was fun at the same time. Like I had a blast, as you can see,
Would you
because
do it again?
I was like literally through every match every match I refed I couldn't like contain myself. It was just like I'm watching everybody kill it. Like especially and
Yeah.
actually the match with Dex and the Twins was actually one of my favorite matches of that night. Even though I refed it because it was just everywhere. Like it was high action everywhere. It was fun.
I know the next day we ate lunch with the fines,
Yeah.
and they were talking about it. Said Zay was a referee.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
Told
was
us about
fun,
it.
man.
So you would do it again?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I would ref again. It's fun. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
You got anything else?
No, I think I'm about tapped out.
Tapped out. Do you have any? I know you wrestled ZDP a few weeks ago, and he was just on Ohio Valley Wrestling pay per view
Yeah, yeah.
the other night that we watched.
OVW. Yep.
Do you have any other? Do you have any big matches coming up?
Um, not. I mean, I have shows, yeah, but I don't really know my opponents yet. So I
Okay.
don't. I
When
just
you
know I
want
have.
to you want to tell us what shows you got coming up, or if you
Oh,
can?
I got WCW every Friday night, and then Saturday, January 21st, we have WCWO in Lebanon, and then
We'll,
I know
we'll
the
be there.
following week. Yeah, no, the following week again, I have WCWO on the 20th. Well, that every Friday, like I said. Um, I will be at the next NGW show, and
Yeah,
that's really
Yeah, I
that's
think
really
we
I
maybe.
think we're going to be at that one as well.
Yep.
yeah. I'll be there, and then we got the WCW show. We have another WCWO show that just got advertised for February. I don't remember the city. I have to go back.
Jeffersonville.
Jeffersonville.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Jeffersonville at the arena. Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
we got that. Yeah, those are so I know that I got so far.
I
I'm
got another question. Outside of the dub, you have a favorite place that you've wrestled?
outside of the dub.
Yeah, I know Dub's home.
Yeah,
So
DCCW, of course. Love working there. And let me see what's another promotion. AWR. I like it over there too. Even though I don't do the death matches, I just do 1v1s. That's it. That's all I.
I would like to, and it was mentioned, and hopefully you get there. AACW.
Yeah,
I think you would be huge there with the fans. I think with the style you wrestle and your energy, the fans, they've got the best fans around. I'm telling you, them people are crazy.
Their fans are crazy.
They're crazy, and that's one thing I have to say that Kokomo does have. They've got the best fans.
yeah. They tell them sign me up.
There was
Whatever
three,
they.
there was 3 or 4 of them that wanted to fight Mike King that night.
Oh yeah, Mike King had the whole place wanting to kill him. I mean, it was great.
Yeah. Oh, I enjoy BMFX too. I highly enjoy BMFX. I wrestled.
Yep.
Uh. Oh shoot. What's it? I know his name. It was Sanji. Why did I? I don't know what's going on with my. I'm kind of, I've been everywhere, but yeah, I wrestled Sanji at BMFX. I would love to go back there again too. Like that was a ball down there. They gave me a very great reception when I was down there too. Like that was fun.
Have you ever wrestled at the arena in Jeffersonville yet?
Nah, I haven't. That's the
Or
thing. I
have you
haven't.
been there? I mean,
Nah,
it's a pretty cool venue.
It reminds me a little bit of the dub.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I ain't been there yet. It's a lot of places I haven't been. And what's so crazy, I really haven't really traveled as much. Becoming a wrestler really has the most travel I've ever done. Literally. The only other place, like beforehand, I was just traveling from Mississippi to Indianapolis to visit my people. But otherwise than that, I haven't really traveled as much until I got started wrestling. Now I'm going to Jeffersonville. I'm going to Lebanon. I've been to Morrisville. I've been to Beach Grove. I've been everywhere because of wrestling. So that's
Cool.
nothing. Traveling.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, why don't you let everybody know where they can find you at, social media wise, or if you have merch or just anything you want to plug.
So yeah, I'm working on the merch right now. I'm getting that situated. I gotta finish getting that together. Y'all can catch me on Instagram at it's with it 2 s's Zay with 2 underscores, and then y'all got me on face. Y'all get me on Facebook at Zay Gates. Y'all can also go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's M2B Zay. And then I don't really use Snapchat as much, so y'all good. So yeah. And y'all guys also catch me on Twitter at Lazarius LAZARUIS1.
All right.
Well, we appreciate you being on. Again, all you promoters out there, get with Zay. He just give you all of his information. I'm telling you, won't be disappointed. He's an outstanding performer, and I can't speak highly enough about him. Give him enough room to go off that top rope, and he'll touch the ceiling.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Zay.
I was about to say, I was gonna let y'all know. Say if any fans got any questions before we leave, y'all can ask me anything too.
Marcus, you got any questions?
Well, I was gonna say, I would see if any questions pop up. Was if this is your first time seeing Zay or hearing about Zay, go you can find a bunch of his matches on our pages.
Yep.
At GonzoSportsRoom, like Zay said, also go check out his YouTube page. But he's been in a bunch of good matches. He had the last one against DDP. I really thought you looked great in it, and then also there at Jay County in that tag team match.
Yeah,
I thought you really stood out in that match.
So. I did too.
Yeah, those are the one that y'all were talking about at Jay County. That was one of my favorite tag matches as well, and I was actually shocked that the match with ZDP made top 100. Like that blew me away. I agree. A lot of talent at ACWB 5 matches, 100 days. Hey, like I said, you feel me? Get y'all promoters, just tell them, hit me up. I'm free. Just let me know, give me a date, and I can let y'all know what I can work out.
I wouldn't say you're free. don't say you're free.
Like I'm free now. It's gonna cost.
I'm just messing with you.
Got a lot of it, so just let me know. We can work something.
If you put out there you're free, you're gonna get a lot of people calling you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Nah, I'm not doing it for the free though, but I'm saying like I'm available.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. Well, all right. We appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at GonzoSportsRoom and at the All Sports All Plays Network. Also, you can find us on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, basically everything but TikTok. I think I'm about ready to get into the TikTok thing, but I haven't done that yet. So pretty soon you probably will find us there.
Yeah, Marcus wants to see really, really bad. He wants to see you and Cash.
Yeah, that I would like to see that.
I'd like to see that too. I would too.
And Cash, that's my guy though. I miss the Cash heavily, but I most definitely get in the ring with Cash. Yeah, he got it. I already laid the challenge out to Cash. I don't think Cash really want no smoke for real though. I don't think Cash really trying to. He want to ring with me. I miss the Cash.
Oh yeah, Cash has been on the show a couple times.
Great.
Always enjoy getting to talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damian DeVille and Gates would be good as well. Shane, that'd be a good one.
I can hear you. I'm over there yelling. I'm trying to make sure they hear me. Mama, we can hear you.
Hey, man, you've been eating in Mississippi. You've been eating some good food. You've been eating good.
Oh yeah, I've been getting my mama to cook. She's been cooking good too. That's one thing I'm ahead.
You eat some barbecue or?
No, I ain't had no barbecue. She tried to give me some last night, but I really didn't want none. But yeah, I
love barbecue. She could have sent me some barbecue. I love barbecue.
My fault. Well, most definitely what I was looking forward to though was that peach cobbler. Like, damn, peach cobbler.
Oh yeah, I seen some clips and videos, whatever. I seen about the peach cobbler. Yeah.
Had my grandma look that up. Yeah, that's one thing I love about it down here. We always got that good food.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on. Yeah, you're welcome to come on anytime, man. Yep. Like I said, we enjoy watching you do your work.
Yep, definitely.
And look forward to seeing you here. We'll see you here in a few weeks because we'll be maybe at the Dub, and then we'll also see you on the 21st in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, thank y'all for having me. I'll be welcome to come. I'll be happy to come on at any time. So just whenever. So yeah, thank y'all. Thank you to the fans that have been supporting. Thank everybody else. I'll catch y'all later.
Yep. Have a good night, man.
Y'all too.
All right. Zay's my childhood hero. Mike said, Mikey says, "Mama's yelling 'cause it's time for dinner." Then Marcus asked if he's interested in working in Illinois. Sorry, we didn't get to that one, but hey, we appreciate everybody watching. Like I said, please hit that subscribe button, like and follow us on all the social media outlets. We don't have nothing for this weekend, do we? No wrestling shows. Our next one's what, 21st?
Yeah.
Right now, as of right now.
As of right now, the 21st.
As of right now, our next pro wrestling show will be the 21st, which is WCWO. Like Zay was talking about, Zay will be there. It's in Lebanon, Indiana. And then the next day will be in Danville, Indiana for Warrior Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
So that's going to be a busy weekend. We appreciate everybody watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, big thanks to Zay for giving us some of his time and coming on.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great interview. I really enjoyed it.
I hope you and if you're sports fans, tonight 11 p.m. Eastern we'll have Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk. Come join us for that.
If you're a sports fan, check it out because I've been checking out the Judge on Facebook and his stuff, and he's on fire right now. So I'm sure he's gonna have a lot to say. So it's definitely be worth checking out.
You guys have a good night. We'll see you next time.